Greetings Midcoast Ukers, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new song tutorial. Today I'd like to talk about When Will I Be Loved, the Linda Ronstadt version. And it's in C. We're using the chords C, F, G. Those are the main chords. There's a little tiny bit of a C7 in there right before the bridge. A lot of songs do that. We've noticed that when we're in the key of C and it goes to the bridge, which oftentimes is an F chord, it goes to C7. That's a common trait that you probably have noticed by now. And finally, A minor is the only other chord we need to know. So very simple song chord-wise. Anybody can handle this one. It's just a matter of keeping up with the fast rock and roll tempo and getting some strums down, learning some rhythms. I threw in the kitchen sink there. I kind of did a lot of different rhythms, but let's check out some of those things that I did. The main thing is down and up strumming, a rock and roll down and up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Emphasizing that 2 and 4 backbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's the most basic kind of strum that you could get down. Let's practice that together. Let's do C for one measure, F for half a measure, and G for half a measure, using our down and up strum with emphasis on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has kind of a nice feel to it. It works for the song. One way to add to that, if you wanted to get a tiny little bit fancier, is add some chucks once in a while. Chucks tend to be on 2, 4, or both. Beats 2 and 4, that is. So here it is with chucks. So it's down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up. You can use this in rock and roll, but that wouldn't be that out of place in maybe like a calypso tune, the calypso strum. Or it might work in a Hawaiian song too, just without that heavy swing there, that heavy rock and roll swing. So very versatile strum. Down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up. I love the rainy nights. It's in that song too, that Eddie Rabbitt song from way back then in the 80s or whenever that was. Alright, and then we have an alternative to that, which is hammer-ons. And hammer-ons are when you don't just put your fingers on the chord and then strum it. You actually slam your left hand fingers down onto the chord while open strings are ringing. And hear that? The slamming on of fingers makes the chord sound. So open, slamming on an F chord. Or it's slamming on a G chord. So that's called hammering on, when you go from one note or chord to another without touching it with your right hand. Once my right hand strums those open strings, doesn't strum again, it's my left hand making the sound by slamming the chord down. So here's hammer-ons in the context of When Will I Be Loved. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? I go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. It's always on the and that I do the open strings. And the hammer-on happens on the beat, on the 1 or the 3, generally. So. If that's a little tricky for you, that's okay. Just keep practicing it. Keep working on your hammer-ons until your fingers are strong enough and your aim is good enough to be pretty consistent. That will take some practice. But for those of you that are a little more adventurous, you might like that hammer-on technique. So the song changes, like I said, at the bridge, like a lot of songs in C do, to an F chord. So we have that part of the song. When I want a new man that I want for mine, he always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. Yeah. So that bridge part, we're really wanting to dig in. I think it's important on that part to play it differently from the verse. And on that, I just simply, I simplify my strum. I don't do a really fancy strum during the bridge there. And I really emphasize the downbeat quite a bit. Maybe by doing chucks. Or if I'm just doing down and up. I'm playing pretty loud, and I'm playing especially loud on 2 and 4. So that's to contrast with the verse. I might not play quite as loud, and I might not emphasize the 2 and the 4 quite as much during the verses. During the verses, the vocal, the voice is the main thing, and so you might not want to play quite as loud and quite as aggressively during that. But then in the bridge, if you let loose, that provides some nice contrast. And then on the happens every time, the A minor chord, we generally hold that. So, always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. But by the word time, we have to build. We're building on a G chord. So we start with the G chord being relatively soft, and we're just gradually ramping up in volume. Otherwise known as a crescendo. Soft, louder, louder, loudest. And then by the time you get to the I've been let down, or whatever those words are there, that's when you're at your full peak of volume. You're really hitting it hard. So yeah, build up during the bridge is important. That I want for mine, he always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. So it has to build up and get exciting at that point. There's one other thing that I sometimes throw in the song. Well, there's two other things that I sometimes throw into this song. There are various forms of triplets. One type of triplet is this. We just go triplet, 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 triplet. You can strum them all down. You can strum them down and up. There's also the Hawaiian triplet, which is a specialized technique where you go index down, middle down, index up. That'll take a while to master, but it's really worth it. Index down, index up. Index down, your thumb, when you make your index go down, your thumb is still above the strings. Don't follow through and have your thumb go below the strings, or you're going to have to bring the thumb all the way back up to do that. So it's index down with the thumb still up here, thumb down, index up, triplet, 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 triplet. So that's a really nice technique to throw into this song, as well as this one. That's a little complicated. I'm not going to go into a great depth on that one, but I kind of got that from the record, from listening to how the band plays on the record. They do those little kicks like that. Very quickly explain, it's a chuck down and 2 up strums. Here it is against the foot tap. So you get extra bonus points if you actually understand that and can perform that. If you can do that, send me a video of you successfully doing that strum for at least, say, 20 seconds. And I will give you a free half an hour private lesson over Zoom. How's that? So bonus prize there for anyone that can do this. I'll be amazed and impressed if you can. All right, so that pretty much covers the whole song. Let's play a verse together, and maybe we'll do a bridge too. Yeah, let's do a verse into a bridge, and then a final verse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been, I'm down, when will I be loved? Here comes the bridge. Every time I've been when will I be loved? Let's do that again. In me, when will I be loved? And again, tell me, when will be loved. All right, ukulele people and Mid-Coast Euchre specifically, hope you enjoyed that. Easy song, but it has a couple of things in there that hopefully were educational and fascinating for you. Be sure to email me if any of that needs further explanation or if you want help with it. And I hope to see you all pretty soon at our socially distanced, limited number, way spaced out jam that we're going to be having next weekend. And there'll be news coming very soon about that. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.